Hayward Podworks. 100 shows, one vision.
Our sources explain it all. For more information on upcoming shows or to suggest shows, email brianhayward2026@gmail.com. And now let's get into our show. Hayward Podworks is vision, deep dives into any topic.
Have you ever been scrolling online, maybe looking at some niche product or an ebook, and you see the price and you wonder, how much money are they actually making?
Right.
We see these successful online entrepreneurs, and we know they're making money while they sleep. But why does one product just fly off the digital shelves while another one just fails completely?
It is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the source material we've been looking at, this guide with 101 different strategies, it basically confirms what we suspect. Serious profit is achievable, and a lot of it can be automated.
But it's about strategy, right?
Not
tricks.
It's all about strategy and using psychological levers with precision.
Exactly. The whole promise of this material is no gimmicks, no cynical tricks. You just need a solid structure. So our mission in this deep dive is to take those 101 tips and really distill them into the core framework, the foundational stuff that the top sellers use.
So you can walk away and apply these ideas, like right now.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start with the absolute groundwork, the non-negotiables. Before you even think about your website design, you have to confirm that your product and your audience are actually aligned.
If you skip that,
no amount of marketing in the world is going to save you.
So this starts with defining who you are. The source really hammers this home. You have to know your why and, critically, your unique selling point, your USP.
Right. The USP is what makes you stand out from all the noise. But knowing your why, your overall plan, that's what turns customers into, true fans.
And fans are better than customers.
And much better. They connect with your mission. They market for you. That's where you get long-term success.
Okay, so we think we have a unique product. We can't just dive in head first, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a strategy in the guide called product verification.
Yes, and it's a game changer. It's all about verifying that real demand exists before you invest all that time and money.
And the quick way to do that is with pre-orders.
Pre-orders are the perfect litmus test. It's one thing for people to say they're interested. It's another for them to actually put cash down.
So if you get a lot of pre-orders, you're onto something.
Exactly. You've confirmed demand and you have upfront cash flow. It tells you exactly how much more you should invest.
Okay, that's the product side. What about the audience? The guide talks about looking at competition and knowing your niche.
That market intelligence is just foundational. If you understand your niche, you can optimize 3 things. First, you can offer something genuinely new, not just a copy.
Okay.
Second, you know exactly where your audience hangs out online, so your marketing is way more efficient. And third, you know how to talk to them using the language they use and trust.
All right, so product is unique, audience is there, demand is verified. Now we have to talk numbers. What's the one calculation a seller needs to do to, guarantee a profit when they start buying ads?
That calculation is the customer lifetime value, or CLV.
GLV.
It's the average total amount of money a customer will spend with you over their entire time as a customer, not just the first sale.
That sounds complicated. How do you even figure that out?
It's actually conceptually pretty simple. You just need 3 things. Average purchase value.
So what they spend each time.
Yep. Then purchase frequency, how often they buy. And finally, customer lifespan, how long they stick around. You multiply those 3 together.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say your average sale is $50. They buy twice a year. And they stay with you for 5 years. Your CLV is $500.
And why is knowing that $500 number so critical?
Because it's your return on investment guarantee. I mean, if you run an ad campaign and it costs you, say, $40 to get a new customer, but you know their lifetime value is $500, that's an incredibly profitable model.
So you know the maximum you can spend to get someone in the door.
Exactly. If you spend less than your CLV to acquire them, you are mathematically guaranteed to make a profit. If you don't know your CLV, you're just guessing. You're just hoping.
Okay, that's the logic. But now we get to pivot to the messy part, the powerful part, human psychology.
Absolutely. The source could not be clearer on this. People buy based on emotion, not logic. Our job as the seller is to build that emotional momentum.
Create a kind of urgency to get them to that final click.
Precisely. And the best way to do that is through storytelling and narrative structure. The guide actually calls this SEO for the human brain.
SEO for the human brain. I like that.
It just means you replace the dry facts about features with a compelling story that makes the reader feel invested in finding the solution.
And you can get them to lean in even more with rhetorical questions. Things like, have you ever wondered why?
Yes. Or, are you tired of feeling why? These questions get the reader to engage and ask themselves those same things, and that makes them really receptive to your product being the answer.
Okay, but let's talk about the ethics here for a second. If we're building emotional momentum, how do we make sure it's genuine excitement and not just, manipulation?
That's a crucial distinction. And it goes back to that foundational work we talked about. You have to have a genuine, verified product that actually solves a problem.
So if the product is good, the psychology is just a tool.
It's a tool to cut through the noise and get their attention on the solution. We're facilitating a sale, not tricking someone.
That makes perfect sense. And facilitation often involves value and urgency. This is where pricing psychology, like using contrast and tiers, comes in.
Contrast is so effective. If you sell, say, a base, standard, and premium version, you appeal to more budgets. And psychologically, putting a $10 item next to a $150 item makes that $10 one seem incredibly cheap.
It lowers the barrier to just jumping in.
It really does. And to push that impulse, you introduce scarcity, you limit the number of items, or you offer a short-term discount. It just encourages a faster decision.
And that's where the countdown timer comes in.
The famous countdown timer, when it's used genuinely for a real limited launch. It's one of the most powerful tools there is.
Now, beyond scarcity, there's this other concept that's really fascinating. Obligation and reciprocity.
It is, yeah, because it feels totally counterintuitive at first. Reciprocity is just that human urge to repay a favor, but often with something more valuable.
So, how does that work in sales?
If you give someone something small but valuable for free, maybe a $1 template or some useful content, they often feel this unconscious need to reciprocate later with a much bigger purchase. $10, $20, you've earned their trust.
So once we have these emotional triggers in place, we can't just set it and forget it. We have to test rigorously.
Testing is everything. You need to be running split tests or A/B tests constantly, comparing headlines, font sizes, everything.
But the guide mentions a crucial detail that separates the pros from the amateurs. It's about calculating the p-value.
Yes, the p-value. P stands for probability. It measures the chance that the result you're seeing, say a red button converting 10% better than a blue one, is just due to random luck.
So it proves the result is real.
A standard p-value of 0.05 means you're 95% certain that the improvement you saw is a real repeatable trend, not a fluke. Without that, you could change your whole strategy based on an anomaly. You have to track, measure, tweak, and optimize. Always.
That makes the science of it much clearer. Okay, let's move on to the storefront itself, removing friction. If a customer is ready to buy, what are the dumb mistakes we might be making that drive them away?
The first and maybe the most overlooked is just respecting the visitor's time, and that starts with page load speed.
If it's slow, they're gone.
They're gone before it even loads. A slow page kills trust and it hurts you in search rankings. It's a huge problem.
And once they're on the sales page, the goal is focus. The source is really direct about this. Remove all distractions. Remove ads.
Absolutely. Never put something like Google AdSense on your sales page. You're literally selling clicks away from your own product.
And, maybe more surprisingly, it says to remove the navigation elements, the menu bar.
That's a key part of high conversion design. Your sales page is a funnel. You don't want a button that takes them back to the blog or the homepage. Anything that lets them escape before buying is a conversion killer.
We also have to think about the modern buyer. Is the site optimized for mobile? That's not optional anymore.
Not at all. And you have to offer multiple payment methods. Just relying on PayPal is so risky. There are entire countries that can't use it. You're cutting off huge markets.
And the big one, no hidden costs.
Ugh, yes. That checkout shock. Hidden shipping fees are the #1 reason people abandon their carts. Instead, you should aim to over-deliver. Promise 5-day shipping, get it there in 4.
Okay, let's talk design for impulse. Where on the page should the most important things go? Where do people look first?
That would be the F zone. Eye tracking studies show that people scan a web page in a rough F shape. They look across the top 2 rows and then down the left side.
So you put your headline and your best testimonials right in that path.
Exactly. You guide your design based on that natural pattern.
The source also recommends a long, narrow sales page. But with, TikTok and short attention spans, does that still work?
It works precisely because of commitment psychology. A long page encourages scrolling. The further they scroll, the more invested they feel. They start thinking, well, I've spent 3 minutes reading this. I might as well see what's at the end.
And that makes them more likely to buy.
Much more likely. And here's a great little actionable trick. Use red buy buttons. The color red is shown to slightly increase heart rate, which makes people a bit more impulsive.
But if you have a long page, you can't just have one button at the very bottom.
No, you need multiple opportunities to buy. You have to interlace those buy buttons throughout the content, so whenever that impulse hits, the button is right there.
And finally, on this topic, trust. The #1 thing to de-risk a purchase for a buyer is the money-back guarantee.
It's a no-brainer. It shifts all the risk from the buyer to you, the seller. And the fascinating thing is, these guarantees are almost never cashed in. I read about one seller whose conversion rate jumped 30% after they added a 60-day guarantee. Their refund rate stayed under 1%. It's a mental barrier, not a real liability.
And beyond the guarantee, we need social proof. Genuine reviews, asking for testimonials.
And you have to actively ask for those testimonials when a customer says something nice. And if you get aggressive criticism,
which will happen.
It will happen. You have to be a consummate professional. Don't get emotional. Offer their money back, no questions asked, and then use that feedback to actually improve your product.
You lose one sale, but you save your reputation.
And you learn something. Exactly.
Okay, that brings us to acquisition and scale, getting more of the right people. So first up, target better.
Right. Low conversion rates usually mean you're talking to the wrong people. It all comes back to intent.
What do you mean by intent?
Well, there's no point targeting a broad keyword like free fitness downloads. Those people have already told you they don't want to spend money.
So you focus on keywords that show they're ready to buy.
Exactly. Something like best professional running shoes reviews. That person is looking to make a purchase.
It's like dating, the source says. You have to warm up cold leads, build rapport before you ask for the sale.
You do. And you can reinforce that trust with retargeting. When you look at a pair of shoes online and then suddenly you see ads for those exact shoes everywhere.
For the next week?
That's retargeting. And it's super effective because they've already shown interest. They already know you.
Now let's talk about building that fan base. The guide brings up a concept from Kevin Kelly. Build your 1,000 true fans.
It's such a powerful idea for a sustainable business. 1,000 true, dedicated fans will buy everything you create. They'll market for you. They give you long-term stability.
Well, you have to earn them.
You have to earn them by doing the groundwork. Engage with the community. Join forums, subreddits, offer useful ideas, make friends before you launch.
So when you do launch, you have this built-in audience that already wants you to succeed.
Exactly. And that's also why you shouldn't be afraid of affiliate marketing. Don't think of affiliates as taking a cut of your profit.
How should you think of them?
Think of them as generating additional sales on top of what you're already doing, while also increasing your brand awareness. It's a win-win.
All right, last section. Maximizing revenue after the conversion. The source says the hardest part is getting that first sale. So you can't squander it.
You cannot. You need a strategy to increase that customer lifetime value right away. One way is to sell something small first, maybe just a $1 product.
To get them used to buying from you.
Gets them used to buying, gets them to trust your payment system. It lowers the barrier.
And once they've made that first small purchase, that's the moment. That's the time for an upsell, an accessory, a premium upgrade.
Or point-of-sale add-ons. You maximize that income right before the checkout is even complete. And don't forget the future. You can use a free voucher immediately after they buy to incentivize the next purchase.
Make the second sale as easy as possible.
The easier it is, the higher your CLV climbs.
So what does this all boil down to? Our deep dive shows that boosting sales is really a fusion of three things: critical self-assessment, knowing your value, verifying demand, a deep understanding of human psychology, and then just ruthless friction removal.
Right. You get people excited about a product that is genuinely useful, and you communicate that excitement on a storefront that's built for action.
The path to that, passive income dream isn't about luck.
Not at all. It's paved with iteration, testing, and continuous optimization.
The source offers two ideas that seem contradictory, but I think they're perfect for you, the listener, to internalize. First, fail fast, test your ideas quickly, even if the product isn't perfect, just to see if there's interest.
And iterate on the fly.
And second, don't give up. Passive income is real, it is possible, but it takes serious time and effort. Remember the mantra: track, measure, tweak, and optimize.
You have the framework now.
So take the plunge. Test one of these strategies this week.
Hayward Podworks. 100 shows, one vision.
All right, this is Hayward Podworks, and that's today's episode. If this helped you, do me a favor, hit follow, leave a quick rating, and share it with one person who'd get value. Want the extras, links, and new drops? Check the show notes. Until next time, stay sharp, stay consistent, and keep building. Hayward Podworks. We'll talk soon.